And welcome to this video, which is a quick run through of how you edit a newly created page within Web Creator. Now we're starting to get a bit more advanced now with Web Creator and exploring its full functionality. So we're only going to dip our toe in with this video because there's a lot more to it, but what we would recommend is that we'll start you off and you just play around really and give it a go, because if you want to add some extra pages and extra content and all that sort of thing, and a lot of people don't, they're happy with the templates, but if you do, then the easiest thing to do is just to click and play around. But what we'll do is point you in the right direction. So start off at the dashboard as usual, on pages, click on all pages here. You can see the pages we've got in front of us, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another page which is called Contact Us. Now what we have here is a choice of three different ways in editing pages within Web Creator. The first way is just to use a very simple visual text editor. You'll see down here the tab is pointing on visual, and by doing that we can just put in text and we can edit it simply here, highlighting it, bolding it, whatever we want to do, adding lines. It's not very advanced, but it is simple and quick to use. The much more advanced way is to actually click on text here, and that takes into the HTML editor. Now that's really for experts only, because that's actually proper coding. And if you need to, if you know how to use that, then you won't need this this tutorial. I think it's probably fair to say, but that's where it is if you are that advanced. By far the most common way and the easiest way to edit our pages is via the click and drag editor here. Now, before we enter that, there's one important point to make before we do that. That you are editing an existing template here in this video. You haven't created it from scratch. You can do that, but that's for another video. This one is about adding pages to an existing template. So it's important to come down the right hand side here and check what the layout of your page is going to be, because a lot of the templates will have 2 or more columns, which will mean that when you create content it pushes it over into one of the columns. So the easiest way to overcome that is to click on default template here and go for full width. And what that means is you are now working with the full width of a web page. So you're not going to find it split into columns, which can sometimes be a little complicated. So let's come here. We can publish it here if we wish. But the easiest thing to do is just to go into click and drag editor. And what will open then is a layout template for that individual page for us. Now these are home page layouts, as you can see from the top right. There's just a number of different ways you can do it there. Or content. So if you go into content, click on there, we'll see there's a number of here: about us, our services, portfolio design, portfolio business contact, personal contact, etc. So we've put about us as a contact, so why don't we click on that one there. What we'll then find is that it opens up in front of us with a very, very simple point and click style. So literally if you want to change anything, just hover over it and it will change it accordingly. If you hover over the map, for instance, you can put an address in here and it will automatically change it for you. And that's all you need to do. Same thing with the address here, you can change that, and message form here. You can edit that accordingly. So it's all set up for you. It takes the donkey work away from you, and all you then need to do is to remember at the end, when you've made your changes, to click Done on the top right hand side. You do that and it will ask you, do you want to save a draft, do you want to discard changes? Save draft will basically save your changes, but it won't publish them. Discard obviously turns everything off, or publish changes is what we'll do. So we click on that, and what we then see is our website in front of us. So we've got our home page that we worked on earlier, looking quite splendid, and then we've got a new Contact Us page. There we go. So that's it. Thank you very much. Hope that was clear.